What Happened This Week podcast. Just two best friends chatting in the trailer about all the things you are thinking about. Because you never know with Kim and Tricia.
Straight out of the trailer. Woohoo! So here we're another week. We're like back to see each other.
Not on Zoom.
Not on Zoom.
You know what? I have found? Not only were our issue was that we couldn't see each other before on that, and then on Zoom, when we don't record in person, we record at night, and we're tired.
We're not refreshed.
No. I think we're just spent, and it's like, just get this over with.
Right, because normally we record on Sundays in the morning before, and usually I've kept it together the night before, so I'm not hungover. And you were pregnant for many months. So, yeah, it's different. So today, we're on a Monday. I happen to be off in the middle of the day. It's raining, and we're having a few beers, so that's always nice. Whoop, whoop. I had off today. My intentions were to go to North Carolina, but after this whole Corona thing, I just kind of scratched that trip. And Taylor and I decided to go to Mount Dora for a girls' trip, which was kind of fun. Mm-hmm. You know, I always heard about Mount Dora. Have you ever heard about Mount Dora?
I have, because Jamie lives in Orlando, so...
Okay.
And we had, like, one of the insurance companies we wrote with was, like, out of there or something. I don't remember.
Well, I always thought it was like I was told it was like a very cool, artsy, very culture-like kind of place. Mm-hmm. Like, and had antique shops, and I like to go junking or antiquing. That's my thing, right?
Old junkin'.
I love to go yard selling and going antiquing. Not what I expected. It reminded me of going to our hometown, downtown Stewart.
Right.
And just walk. It was, instead of having 2 blocks, they have 3 blocks. I mean, granted, there are some arts and craft type of unique stores, but once you've been in one, you've been in them all. So I wasn't that impressed with the store so much. Definitely a cool place. I think that a lot of the rich people from Orlando come to Mount Dora for the weekend, because that where we stayed at, which is the only hotel in Mount Dora, everything else is a bed and breakfast.
Oh, okay.
So we stayed at Lakeside Inn. Lakeside Inn. Excuse me.
They ain't got a Marriott?
They don't have a Marriott. 17 miles away.
You couldn't use your points.
No, I actually mapped it out. I put in Mount Dora, and it's the closest one is Orlando, because
right.
it is about 30 minutes outside of Orlando. But everything else, they had Airbnbs, and they had this Lakeside Inn, which is cool. It is the longest operating hotel in the state of Florida. It was originally built in 1886. It's very old. And nice. So the rooms had the original locks on it, and also had the hollowness of the walls, because you could hear everything.
Yeah.
So that was quite annoying. But it was on a lake, so that was kind of cool, because you could go out there and see the lake. And there's definitely a way of life for folks in like a lake life type of situation. But I could see, like, all the fancy cars. Like, you could tell, like, when the weekend hit, because we went there, Thursday to Friday, and we left Saturday. Come Saturday morning, like, all the fancy cars were there, and so you could tell that it's probably more of a quiet environment for folks to come down, and maybe they have lake houses and things like that. That's what I'm thinking.
I want a lake house.
I know. Oh, it's really cool. We were actually checking out the prices. Taylor was like, let's look at the houses, and I'm like, let's look at the prices of the houses. Almost the same as here.
Gotcha. Well,
so I thought it'd be cheaper up there.
We've been, like, watching, like, on HGTV and, like, DIY Network Kick, because, like, they have apps, so in our room, like, we pull them up on the apps. We've been really digging, like, Insane Pools and Pool Kings, like, that's on there. They have, like, Lake House Living, or like Lake House Bargain Hunt or whatever, so we watched that. Super cool. But we've been watching Renovation Island. These couple from Canada bought a resort in the Andros, Bahamas. They paid $2 million for it. It had like 18 hotel rooms and then like 22 individual cottages.
Oh, nice.
And they're renovating it so they can open it for business. It's so cool. You should totally watch it. Like, catch up on them. Like, all the episodes. It comes on every Sunday at 8 p.m. So, like, we're all caught up to, like, watch it last night. It's a really cool show. I highly recommend it.
What's it called again?
Renovation Island.
Renovation Island. I'll have to check it out. Is it on A&E?
HGTV.
HGTV. Okay.
And, like, I looked it up because on one of the episodes, the guy's, like, he had to fly back to Canada to make an appearance so they could get some more money. Because it's so expensive, more than they thought it was going to be. I mean, this hotel sat empty for 10 years on the ocean. Like, it's beautiful, but it needed a lot of work. And I was like, an appearance, like, something's up. Like, what's going on? So I Googled them. I told Jason, I was like, I wonder if they're like the Chip and Joanna Gaines of Canada. And they are.
Really?
Yeah, like this is their third like HGTV series, like, but they were HGTV Canada.
Okay.
And this series actually started in Canada. It was called Island of Brian, because that's the guy's name is Brian. And they saw what a success it was, so they opened it up and they changed it to Renovation Island here. And it's really, they're a really cute couple. And like he does, like, he's in the construction all the time, and it's cute. You should watch it.
I have to check
it out.
And
it's like so close to home. They talk about like, okay, we're waiting for this stuff to come off a ship from Miami.
Yeah.
It goes into Nassau, and then it comes over to them, and like waiting for customs and this and that. So it's like close to home. And they used to have a house in the Miami or on the Keys. I forgot what it's called. And well, anyway, and that's where they kept their boat.
Okay.
So I think they had gone on like an adventure, jet ski adventure from island to island. I was like, that's what people with money do. You go on a jet ski adventure because you're obviously with a tour group. Like, you do not get on a jet ski and go to the Bahamas if like in real life. No. So, but that's what they did, and they went island hopping. Like, they came from Fort Lauderdale and went to the Bahamas on a jet ski.
Oh, nice.
Clearly, they had support, like
I would hope
boats
so.
and things like that. Anyway, that's where they found this originally, like on this thing, and they went back. And I thought $2 million was a steal.
I would think so.
Right? I mean, like, I see stuff like, okay, keep in mind, so where my property is, there's 2 farms for sale right now. One of them is just a horse farm, and it's 10 acres. And the other one is 40 acres, and it's a horse farm with a house, okay? Just the horse farm is for sale for like $1.5 million. The horse farm on 40 with the house and everything, it's like $3.5 million for this on my street. Like, I don't have a let me set the record straight to anyone in the podcast. Like, we're building this house and nowhere near like that kind of money, okay? But $3.5 million for 40 acres horse farm in Palm City, or $2 million you can get an entire resort in the Bahamas.
That you can have your ROI would be substantially huge because you can continue to make money off of it.
And that's the
every
premise.
year.
Yeah, so the premise of the show is that they have 6 months to renovate because that's when they run out of money and they need to get people in the hotel.
Okay. There was a show, Like It or Love It or Leave It. I think it's Like It,
Love It or List It.
Love It or List It.
I love that show. It comes on during the day a lot.
Well, we have Pluto TV.
Okay.
One of the many shows that we watch. Not really, but through the internet TV. I can't bring myself to sit down and watch it. Prior to selling our house, I totally would have. And we sat down the other night and we were going to watch it. And I told James, I'm like, I can't do it. Because if we had, especially with James, because he had such an emotional connection to the house, if we watch and see what they did, he totally would have wanted to stay in our house, you know? So I like folks that are looking for something versus like the Like It or List It.
Yeah.
I did have a situation where my brother was telling me, because he lives up in Philadelphia.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he lives up in Philly. And so we were talking one time, and he said that one of his buddies got approached by the Like It or Love It
or List It.
Love It or List It. Or no, it wasn't Love It or List It. It was where you go to look at homes, you look at 3 of them, and then you pick
House Hunters.
House Hunters. Okay, so that's what it was. His buddy was approached by the show. He had already bought the house.
That's what I hear. And they show you the other one.
Yes, he had already bought the house. They paid him $5,000 to make an appearance.
Nice.
And they were 2 other homes that were on the market. Okay, so they did an actual show of the, or taping of them walking in either 2. And then walking into the 3rd one that they already had owned. And they paid them $5,000. So typically, most of the time, they have already purchased the home.
Yeah, well, we see that. So we watch, it's called House Hunter Renovation. So it's the same thing as like House Hunter. But then they're like, okay, well, if we buy this, we can renovate. And then they show you the renovation. It's cool. I like the whole process.
Yeah.
We were watching it, and you could see where on one of them, like, the furniture, like, was wrapped, like, in plastic. Like, she had already bought it.
Yeah. It was already done.
And, like, come on. They did one here. House Hunters here in Stewart.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it actually was a house that Grampy built.
Oh, really?
It was a house they bought. It's called, no, it was like House Hunters, like, we bought a ranch or a farm or something like that.
Oh, I think I remember hearing
and
about that.
It was like 2 acres they bought. And it was over there off Canner, like Gaines area, like back into that whole area.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, like, a little bit like north of Publix there.
Okay.
But yeah, Grampy had actually built the house, so that was kind of cool to watch that. Like, these people bought the house that he had built years ago, like for somebody else. He didn't buy it; wasn't one of their houses. But yeah, we love that channel.
Yeah, it's good to like watch and like see different ideas and decorating ideas.
Yeah.
And I found the honey hole of decor. We have to go. You're gonna love this place. It's called Trader May's.
Okay.
So it's in Apaka. So here's like the fun part about it. So I actually was talking with somebody that I work with, and she lives in the area. She lives in Tavares. I think I call it Tavares.
Oh, Taverniers.
She lives in Taverniers, and I knew that she lived in the area, so I was like, hey, we're going to go to Mount Dora for a couple days. Do you have anywhere for me to recommend? You know, asking locals is always the best way. She's like, you have to go to Trader May's. I'm like, okay. She goes in Apaka. I'm like, okay. And then we went to Tavernus, which is we loved. Taylor and I love. We stopped. We actually saw a seaplane come off of the lake.
That's cool.
And not land. It landed on the water, came up the boat ramp, and parked. And they do bar hopping. You can actually rent the plane with a pilot, and they take you from bar to bar around the lake.
The pilot doesn't drink, right?
No, I hope not. I don't think so.
Do you know how crazy how much I hate to fly? You know how like I'm cool with one of them water planes.
Yeah.
Well, if it crashes, like we're ready to go in the water,
right.
We're good.
And you can actually see around the lake. So it's not like Lake Okeechobee, right? It's like a lake that you know, like you can see land on the other side. But you could swim. There's gators though. You can swim now. And they had like this bar on the lake, and all the pontoons like pulled up like how we do at the sandbar. They come up and they like park their pontoons and they drink. There's a hotel in there. It's called It's the Key West Resort. They're pet friendly, so we may be booking a trip. So that's maybe cool. James and I, maybe if we want to try to get away, it's a really cool like lake life experience. But you're right there, you can do the seaplane experience. They even do like a romantic one.
That's cool. Like as crazy as I hate flying. That you know how I feel like everything about flying, bridges, anything like that. Yeah. Like a seaplane truly doesn't bother me.
Okay, we have to plan for that. I mean, it was like, and it's about 15 minutes outside of it, Mount Dora. So you can do Mount Dora for the day. It's like a day trip, really, and then come back there, get the hotel, and you got the bar on the water, and it's just a really cool like lake life thing.
Very cool.
We went to Trader May's. Oh my gosh! I told James we have to bring the trailer and buy everything when we find a house. It is a barn, a pretty big barn. And it must have done so well. Now they have 2 of them.
Gotcha.
And it's essentially antiques, but it's really not. It's like shabby. It's like shabby chic. Like it's like farmhouse stuff, right? But it's modern day stuff and cheap. When I'm saying like a refurbished dresser that maybe you would look and find and $1,000, they're $200. Signs like the big welcome sign, like with you lean up against somewhere, $20.
Nice.
And they're different. Like a lot of time antiques it's on consignment, so it's a co-op thing.
Oh yeah.
So you have like your own little area, and you can tell that they're rented out areas. So there's different variety of different artists or people that do things. And it was super. We spent 2 hours in this place. I mean, it's just the coolest stuff. Like if you're doing a country themed, or you're doing even a beach themed, or even a flag theme. They had a bunch of American flag stuff. Just so many cool like things. And a lot of it was hand done by artists locally. And people it's like a sought after place in Central Florida. They're actually on Facebook.
That's pretty cool.
And I mean, I was so impressed with how cheap it was. It was kind of like they have something like that. I think it's called Dust Off the Pretty in Hobe Sound. They have another one in Palm City. I thought it was called not Pinterest or something. But I've seen some places like that, but this place, by far,
that's pretty cool.
Well worth the trip. I'm sure Jamie's probably even heard of it. And there's nothing in Apaka except for Trader May's. Like, you got to go to Trader May's. And I'm going to tell you what, I was so impressed with the place. It's definitely worth a drive and a trailer. You'll drive away with a bunch of stuff.
For us, we have so much stuff. So here's my concern. You at our old house, Jason had these beautiful photos before we met. He already bought them. And they were like a fish, but they were in cocktail glasses. It's super cool, these photos were, right? And then Ashley made us this sailfish with her string art, a gorgeous piece of art. My concern is that we're moving essentially into a farmhouse.
Right.
So how do I fit these pieces into my new layout? So I thought that maybe our bedroom I might make more of nautical, with some of those pieces.
Right.
Because it's a farmhouse, right? And then I figured our study, whatever, we're not gonna have a study, but sounds so pompous, our study.
Well, we're gonna go and have tea. It's tea time.
We're not, so, and we're gonna have a built-in desk on the side of the kitchen because that's where I want my kids to do their homework, and nobody wants to go in another room to be on the computer.
Go
anyway,
to the study.
To the study. So the study is hopefully going to be a workout room. Hopefully, my arthritis goes away. But and I found this Murphy bed that looks like a dresser, and then it just pulls full out to a regular sized bed. Because maybe we'll need a guest room, whatever. And this was a way to have still a workout room and a guest room without an air mattress.
Right.
Anyway, but I thought that's where we would put like all of our Florida State dolphins, like, because I've got signed dolphin stuff. Jason got all the signed Florida State stuff. Like, that would be a really cool space for that.
Yeah. Oh, they had a huge Florida State section.
Did they?
You could tell that artist, like, they had a cutting board, and I mean, they
nice.
had, but it was all like country-like. I think we should take a trip there. I'm telling you, for the farmhouse.
But I think I got to get the house done first. I think I got to see what I have.
Right, and
that's
then
my biggest concern.
Yeah.
Like, Shannon bought us this beautiful, it says like farmhouse, established 2017, I think, because that's when we bought the property, and then we had to assume we were going to build ourselves a house right away. And she's like, I feel bad, like, because we didn't build the house right away. And I was like, well, you know what? I think
still established in 2017.
I think you said 18, but we established our farm name in 2018. So I'm like, no, our farm was established. We have a name to our farm, that was established with the state in that year. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No. I think once you get it all set up, you could definitely go and see what you need. Yeah. And this place, I recommend to anyone. Like, it reminded me, Sarah's house. You know how Sarah...
Yes.
Okay. Her house.
Well, she gave me the best advice on house decorating ever. That's what she told me, because I was like, Sarah, your house is beautiful. And we went there for her cookie party, and I was like, oh, that's gorgeous. And she said, I was like, you guys do ours, and I don't know what to do. And she said, make a Pinterest board for each individual room. Right. So it's not as overwhelming. Right. And I took her advice to the bank. And every room in my new house, that's in Pinterest, it says new house. And then it's broken down by room. It says bathrooms, kitchen, Reagan's room, Grady's room, Gavin's room. And so it's broken down with ideas for each and every one of those rooms. And it made it a lot less overwhelming. Because then you start buying stuff and you're cross-referencing things. But that place, Sarah would die in that place. Yeah. She would go hog wild, crazy. So that's exactly what it reminded me of. I told Taylor, I was like, Sarah would just come in here and she would probably take 5 trailers out. I mean, it's just something that's right up her alley. She's more traditional than I am, I think. I think I'm not as traditional as that. We have to go this afternoon. We're going to buy all the appliances for the house. Because of the 4th of July sale, we're saving like $4,000. So we're going to go buy them today, and then hopefully they'll delay ship on them. Even if they don't, and we have to put them in a storage unit, it's still cheaper than waiting to buy them, right? So here's my thing. Your advice on this. We're on gas, okay? We have decided that the stove, we don't want the back on there, right? Okay. Like where the knob, and gas, all your knobs are in the front anyway. Right. So the back is just like a back, and it has a clock on it. So we want that flat. They sell it flat without that with gas. Real quick. Yeah. Knobs. Do they sell them on top versus on the side? No. Because the problem is, even in the camper, we have gas, and I knock into those. And I'll tell you, if you knock into it and you leave it on, even if you don't cut the pilot on, you still have gas running through the house. I did find the appliance that I picked. If you hit it, the knob has a blue light around it that comes on to let you know that knob is on. Okay, so it's like a safety feature. Thing for me with my kids. That's a big deal. And you can also buy, which we probably will while the kids are little, a plexiglass shield to go on them. Okay. Which I probably will because they're so little. Yeah. I can't expect that. But our difference is now trying to figure out, you can get a double oven in this stove or single. Double. And so we have thought resale value double is going to be huge. We found double, that not only is it double, if you need it to be full, you can move that heating element out of the middle and make it full. So any house that we've, we looked at, one model, we went to a model house, and, they had just built this model house. Mm-hmm. The big selling point was that double one on the stove. I don't have a double oven. I don't have a double oven. You're talking a double. But it's going to be a double oven within the stove because I don't have a wall ovens. Okay, so you're talking. It's still the same stove unit. Okay. It's a whole stove like that, but it has a top and a bottom.
Okay.
In that you can.
So it has a top drawer and a bottom drawer.
Yep, and you can take out the middle.
I would totally do that.
Big one. Yeah, it's $1,000 more.
But the thing is that for someone who likes to cook, it's a deluxe item. It's an upgrade.
Yeah, I thought so too. And the same thing, like, so in our plans, it has a wine refrigerator, like on the side over here. Girl, you want to drink box wine,
right?
And I don't put it in the refrigerator.
No,
but resale value, long-term value is that someone who wants to buy this house is gonna be like, oh, it's got a wine refrigerator in it.
I think doing the double oven like that, just because anything I've seen with anything that we've walked into, when they had that, I mean, I don't even like to cook, girl, and I'm like, look at that, they got the double oven, you know, especially when it's on, you know.
Okay, let me ask you one more. What about the pot filler? Like, okay, so here's the stove, right? And a pot filler comes out of the wall right there. So you can just put your pot on the stove and the thing swings out. You put water right in there.
So there's a hose to fill your water?
It's not a hose. Like it's like a faucet. Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Mm-hmm. Would that be something if you were looking at a house, be like, wow, that's a really great idea. Like I just make spaghetti and I just put the pot here and fill it up with water. Would that be something that you would be thinking? Because like, it's not that the biggest expense is just putting in the faucet. Like the faucet itself is like,
it's a definitely cool selling factor.
Like the water's running anyway back there because we have water in the refrigerator, right? So the line will already be back there. We just have to run it up and put it in.
So there's really nothing to do with the stove.
No, it's nothing to do with the stove. It's a plumbing thing. Here is my thing I told you, because Jason's like, did you still want to do that? And I was like, oh, then we got to change the plans, which is not a big deal. We go to the architect, he changes it with the county now. And I was like, because, okay, it sounds like a great idea, right? You're going to fill up your pot.
Sure.
Like, also, I don't have to carry a pot of water from the sink to the stove, right? I only got to carry the hot water back to the sink.
Right.
You got to dump it.
Right.
Right?
So if it required you to change your plans, I wouldn't necessarily...
I mean, there's other changes in plans that have to be made anyway, so it's not like...
I don't know, like, I've not seen that.
Like, would that be, like, if you went to look at a house, would you go, oh my god, that's super cool, I never thought of that?
I would think it's super cool, I never thought of that, but would I really utilize that?
But when you're buying it, you only get about 5 minutes to decide if this is the house that you want. Like,
I think it's a super cool idea.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just trying to think, is it... something.
Like it's probably
it's like having a toilet with a bidet, right? Like a bidet sounds really cool, but how often are you going to squirt water up your butt?
It's probably going to cost us like between like just the plumbing going in for it and then the faucet itself. I'd say probably like $300. Is it worth it?
Yeah, for $300, yeah. I mean, that's if you were to say $3,000, I'd say no. But
no.
For the wow factor of somebody walking in like to me, I don't know if I would be like, I'm buying this house because of that.
Right.
But the fact that it's part of it and it's more modern, right? Because it's not something they would have done 20 years ago, right? So it looks newer. Just by that having that option on there looks newer. Just like pools that now they call them the sun shelf. Yes,
that was never a thing. You didn't have one in your other pool.
Never.
Never crossed your mind.
Never. Now they call them a sun shelf. Yes. And you know where James where it's funny where you would look at a sun shelf and think, oh, my babies can hang out there. James looks at it and thinks, my dogs can hang out there.
I love it.
It's so versatile, but you never would have known that.
I mean, like for us,
15 years ago,
we want a sun shelf and we're going to put a baby gate at the end of it so we don't have to worry about my babes.
It makes complete sense. And you can even do now with the little, they have
like the fountain.
The fountain that you can, and then it actually comes with an umbrella, like an umbrella holder that you can put in there. I mean, there's so many things you can do. Sun shelf is like practical. It makes sense, but it was never thought of 20 years ago. 10 years ago. So putting that in your house, I think, would show it to be more modern. So if it's $300, whatevs. You know, I'm all about
I gotta come with you with these things. So we did decide, so our back door, we had like sliders. And they're
like the sliders that slide all the way?
Yeah, they were supposed to be like pocket sliders.
Okay, pocket sliders.
Like our old house had. Like, you know, like you could
pocket
open
sliders
it all the
are
way.
nice.
And they're expensive because they're impact. So they're super expensive. They're like $4,800 to begin with, right? Well, I had seen this like door that I really like, that like one door opens up like a French door and then the other one's collapse open, so it still creates a complete opening, right? But these collapse on each other. Okay. So they like accordion down to the side, right? So Jason called the door people, the window people, that's who it has. Like, how much more is this? We're already spending $4,700. Like, how much more? It's not like if the door is $7,000, it's not like we're spending $7
right.
or we spend $47, you know. And that's what it was. It was like another $2,500 for the door. And Jason's like, I think we should just do this door. Like, we'll find money. Like, we've been below on just about every one of our costs so far. And I know at some point we're going to go over. But he's like, I think this door is important, you know. And so we said, go ahead with that door. And good thing we did, because we went back to the plans and realized that we would never have, because of how the outside of the house is, the backside, there's a window and a door. There's no way to have gotten that pocket slider in there.
Oh, wow.
So this gives us that complete opening. Yes, we paid more money. I mean, we're out in the woods in the boonies, so we're probably going to have to screen in the patio.
I'd imagine.
Because if not...
You know what's crazy is where we're at in the trailer, the RV hood, we have no-see-ums.
Oh, yeah.
And
I can see that.
I never... we are literally 3 streets away from where I used to live.
True.
And I never had no-see-ums before.
Didn't have them before?
James said it's because we had the screened-in patio. Well, now we're not screened in.
Yeah.
So you are exposed to a lot more different things.
Yes.
And maybe they were always no-see-ums. I'm like, I just didn't... But yeah, so definitely having something out in the, you know, screened in would definitely be ideal. Because you don't want it to be open like that. No.
So, yeah, there's been so many things that we've had to choose.
The nice thing is that you have options, and when somebody for resale, like someone like me looking at homes to buy, I can see where things have been customized. Like even down to the way that a wall, or like the way that it's shaped. Like when a wall is like got the circle, like not the circle, but the it's called something. It's not the corners. It's where it's curved. It's got the, so that if you nick the corner, you know how usually the drywall goes. It's
like the bull nose on
bull
it.
Nose. It's called bull nose.
Yes.
Like things like that are really cool. Or like, you know, when you see like a column, or you see things that were just like, you can see the intent there was the customization, and you can sell a house based upon that. So things that are practical and not cookie cutter.
No.
Things. So that's the luxury of being able to build, because you have the ability to do that kind of stuff.
I'm hoping that the things that we're picking, that people notice. I mean, not that we're going to sell our house, but I'm just hoping that people notice, like we know what to live in something feels like.
Right.
This is why we chose the things that we're choosing. And so, like, along the way, like I said, that built-in desk, it's not in our house plan. It happens to be, like, a closet, I think, that is supposed to be there, like, in the living room area. And I'm like, or the dining room, I don't need another closet. Like, I've got a study with a closet, you know? I want that space taken out for a built-in desk.
Makes
Why
sense.
not? Like, I want to do, if I'm going to do, like, my bills or whatever. I told Jason, like, when you come in the garage, so you come in the garage into our laundry mudroom, whatever they want to call it, I don't know. But we are getting stackables, not that they're going to stack, but so we can put a countertop, front loaders, whatever, so we can put a countertop on top.
Right.
I said, your stuff lands there. It never comes in my house. Like, I don't want to see your stuff on the countertops. I don't want to see your stuff, like, on the, you know, the dresser in our bedroom. Like, we will get you a thing, throw your stuff in.
I call it a catch-all basket.
And that catch-all basket's staying in there.
The catch-all basket made its way in the camper. I didn't think that it would, because it's a pretty big basket.
Yeah, we have 2 catch-all baskets in our little bedroom.
Oh, James found a place for it. He was like, I'm bringing my basket. Like, I can't bring nothing. We don't have much counter space, but he brings his catch-all. So you know what I did? I said, I got a chore for you. You're going to sit here, go through your catch-all basket, and figure out what's in it. Because this is like years worth of life, right? That's where we found, that's where the Bass Pro gift cards were. We found Carrabba gift cards. We found old boat registrations. So it's now I use it now, too.
Yes.
Because now you can see the bottom of it.
Exactly.
Yes, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Catch-all. Like, it's not coming out, it's not coming out of that laundry room.
No, it's got to,
I said no.
No, because you don't want it to be all cluttered, like, you know?
No, I want, no way. Reagan and I made cookies last night, and I can't wait to make cookies at my new house when it's done.
I just want to, like, make food. Like, I had just started using my burner in the stove. Good. Yeah, I got a little, like, over the fear of gas. I haven't done the oven yet, but I did light the pilot on the stove. Okay. So I figured that out. So I'm a little like, okay, I can figure life out. I, get a little scared there. We made kebabs, 4th of July. We didn't do much because the dogs have anxiety. They had the bash at the Florida Days.
Oh, yeah. Did you go? Did you bring your dip, though?
No, I didn't bring my dip because it rained. You saw that storm came through?
Girl, so we went to dinner. Jason and I had gone to dinner on Saturday. It was Saturday, right? Yeah. So, life has just been crazy. Okay, so
it's been a whirlwind. Like, I don't even know what day it is.
Whatever. So it was Saturday, And we went, the first time we've gone out to eat since Jason's birthday in March. And we went to the Gafford. We called and made a reservation, and we had a gift card to the Gafford. We went there. Oh, I love that place. It was so good. Like, the social distancing is definitely
on point.
Oh my god, it was awesome. I wanted to get the meat and cheese platter, but I was like, okay, we can make that whole bit of the tuna stack instead. But that storm hit. We were downtown Stewart. It was insane. So we had to stay there until it cleared, because it was like, I mean, not just was it pouring, like it was popping.
Yeah, bad.
And so it stayed for like another couple glasses of wine or whatever.
Oh no, such a travesty.
It was. But yeah, it was so crazy. We came over the new bridge, the Indian Street Bridge, and we pulled over on the side and just sat there and watched fireworks.
Oh, that's cool.
All the way around.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, man, I really wish the kids or Reagan was with us.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, look at this. Like, she would have been in all or Gavin or whatever. Grady's way too little. Like, he'd been like sleeping, whatever. But the other kids, so just, I mean, it was all, you could see it from like Hope Sound all the way to like North River Shores. Like, it was just like pow, like all the way around. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't have fireworks here in Stewart. They didn't put anything on.
No, they canceled them. Oh, no, you just go to the top of the bridge and see them.
Well, apparently, next time I'll need to know that.
Exactly.
We had gotten back on Saturday, and so the dogs have, like, Bella, she don't care. She was kind of like, like we take her out to go potty.
Right.
She, like, nothing phases her, but Holler just is like a scaredy cat. Taylor's not a fan of fireworks, and James isn't either. I guess he got burnt as a kid. So neither of them were like into the fireworks thing. So we were gonna go to the bash, but the storm came, and I'm TikTok famous.
I bet I'm following you on the TikTok.
Which one? Well, Day Drinking Moms is kind of went by the wayside.
Oh no, I follow you on the Trailer Life.
But the Trailer Life,
yeah,
it was
you.
actually
well, I don't
Trailer.
Follow you, but I can just search.
It was Trailer Park Family, and now I changed it to RV.
Yes,
Park Family.
I had to, because I went under your old one and I couldn't find it.
Girl.
And you know what I had to do? I had to go to your Facebook post of James.
Oh, to go to my TikTok? Really?
Well, I had to, like that. So then I search, and yes. Oh no, it was Trailer Park.
It's RV underscore park underscore family.
Okay, let me find it, because I ain't seen nothing since Two Brothers Pizza. So you got
what?
more stuff?
Oh my gosh, girl!
So
It's RV park. It's RV underscore park underscore family.
Okay.
I actually got a really good video of the storm coming in, and I put it to Blake Shelton's God's Country.
Okay.
But yeah, it was pretty bad, and we had to bring the awning in because it was that bad. I was like, I don't want to have to buy a new awning, so we then had to.
Oh, I see it. Here we go.
Yeah, you see that? But look at the one. I have 11.8 thousand views.
Shut the front door.
Girl.
You are like the For You page.
I am the For You page. I'm like, hey. I mean, my hot dog one didn't go off that much. My Madora one was only like 173.
Which one are we talking about? That has the which one is it?
Which one?
The one that had your 11,000.
Oh, it's the Good Day one. It's this one.
It's always a good day on the water.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Good song too, right? You know how hard it is to do TikTok? To like get it to like.
I don't do TikTok.
Have a good day, but.
Where were you?
I actually walked up Cato's Bridge, girl. I walked up that bridge. So we were on the boat, and I walked up the bridge, Cato's Bridge.
Right.
Took a picture because we were parked below on boats, and took the video, and then walked back down. I walked backwards down because it's a little steep.
Gotcha.
Almost fell. I'm gonna lie. James like, I can't handle you. I'm like, I know, but I said, honey, this would be the perfect TikTok video. Sure enough, 11,000 views. I'm like, what? And the thing is like, it's a lot of work to put you do a video, but then you put a song to it, right?
Right.
Or you can be original and do your own original sounds. I do have an original sound when I did like, oh, look, Amazon's in the trailer hood, but that didn't get as nearly as much. But you have songs, and you want to pick songs that are trending, right? You don't want to like do old songs because nobody's going to listen to it. But usually a soundbite is anywhere between a 15-second to a 30-second soundbite. So if your video is 29 seconds, it doesn't look like it. So you have to edit it, right? So you have to like edit the video to be a 15 or a 30, or sometimes they go for a minute. So you want to pick a song that kind of correlates with how long your video is, and if it's not, then you have to like edit your video to match the song. So it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. Gavin does them all the time. He must have got the dang TikTok down then.
Well, and then then you have to do the hashtagging, and you have to have followers. Now I am waiting to. Here's the thing. And we'll have to, and I'm waiting on this. I don't have as many views as I would like, as many followers. I have 67 followers. I got a long way to go. But once you hit 1,000 followers, you can go live. Which means then people can, I have one girl, she's got like 14,000 plus thousand followers. And she goes live. She just sits there and picks out her teeth and eats food.
Nuh-uh.
Swear to goodness. I'm like, are you kidding me? And when you're live, people can throw you money at you. Like coins, like hearts. And so that's how people make money off of TikTok. I did have the opportunity, because of my video, I guess, going to more than 6,000 views to go pro. So I changed it to a pro account. It didn't cost me anything.
That's cool.
But now I get the analytics. So now I can look and see if anything. But I still don't. You have to put enough content out. I don't put enough content out.
Me neither.
I did them, like, you can take photos and then make that into like a song. Like when Taylor and I went to Mount Dora, I did it to that. But to do the dances and stuff, it's no joke. I mean, you have to,
I did one with Gavin. Like,
I saw your dance.
Pregnant, you know?
That was good. You did really good with that.
Thank you.
You have to. It's a lot. You have to be on point and do it just right. And some people just take, like, they're at the right time. Like that video I did for the boat thing, that was being at the right time at the right time at the right place for videos.
Right.
But yeah, I did this. This is the storm. This is the God's country. This is the storm that was brewing in the trailer.
Okay.
I put that song to it. I know. But that was what my 4th of July looked like. Girl, yeah. I think that the neighbor, 4 campers down, spent his entire stimulus check on fireworks.
I can imagine that.
I think him and his wife, so I think they did $2,400. I kid you not. I told James, I said, you better get out there with the water hose, because they're going to catch our camper on fire. It was boom, boom, and then it's the one they party a lot down the street. I mean, he's definitely a partier. The next morning, all of the junk, like the crap, from the boxes and all that stuff was on his. So he was definitely the culprit. But I was like, yeah, so we didn't
the
go
amount
out there.
of money in general, like, people spend, like, oh my gosh.
The buy one, get one free. No wonder they do all that stuff. It's insane.
I told Jason, I said, that guy's, like, year is going to be made. I mean, like it clearly must be cheaper for them to have a brick and mortar store than whatever the county must charge them to bring in, like, the tent every year.
Like at the Sky King?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because why else would you have a store?
Because there's no one ever there.
No.
Except for 4th of July and New Year's. Yeah.
And so for them, it must have been some kind of fee that was being charged in certain places.
But I didn't read too much into it, because it was on Facebook, so it had to have been real. They did just legalize fireworks. Not that they were always illegal. I think certain ones were illegal, like the sparklers.
Well, you have to sign a waiver that you're going to use them for agricultural reasons.
But there was some law that got passed July 1st, just in time for July 4th, that I read somewhere, but that it really didn't matter, because not that anyone was really doing much at the 4th of July. And I did ask about that at Mount Dora. I asked one of the locals there, because it's just chatty-catty, and I'm like, obviously it's hot, and it's, there wasn't a lot of people there with Corona. When the best time to go to Mount Dora, and they said Christmas time. So that's something just noted.
Cool.
Yeah, because they do all the lights and on stuff. So it was nice to, Taylor and I to get away, just do the girls' trip. I ate so much. She's so skinny. I don't know how she eats like the way she does. Like every 2 hours, we ate something. There's this place called the Friar. She really wanted to go. It's a gluten-free. The guy just opened it up about 6 months ago. And it's fries, and you just can put all kinds of stuff on your fries. I'm like, Taylor, I'm tired of eating so much food with you. Like, she just likes to eat all the time. Stays so skinny, I don't get it. She has that metabolism, that 16-year-old metabolism. So you know what I got? A wine slushie.
Oh, girl, you had me a wine.
Apparently, those are very popular there. Because after I had the wine slushie, every store I would go to, it would say free wine slushie sampler, or they were giving away wine slushies.
Nice.
So it's a thing in Mount Dora. So it was either a grape or it starts with an M, the one I drank. It's Mata.
A Moscato?
Not a Moscato. It was a Mandarin something. It was a grape. It's made from grape. I chose that one. It was either they had a blueberry or they had this one. It started with an M. It was a grape. It was very tarty. Girl. I mean, it got me drunk. And I was like...
This was like their day you're staying there, right?
This is the day I'm staying there. I'm with Taylor. Okay. It's like middle of the day, and they said it was a refresher. And I was like, Taylor's eating her fries. I started slurring my words. And Taylor's like, Mom, are you okay? And I'm like... this wine slushing got to me. I got like a brain freeze because I was drinking it because it was so hot. I was sweating so much. And I'm like, I didn't intend to get drunk with you, Taylor. Like, this is supposed to be mom and daughter time. So then I felt like, what do you want to buy? Like, let's go shopping.
There's nothing better than drunk shopping. I will tell you
drunk
that.
shopping because we didn't go anywhere else. We had already went to our, like, driving trips, right? So we were just walking up Mount Dora. So then... she wants to go into Serendipity. And Serendipity is a coffee shop / craft beer shop.
Oh, even better. Just sign me up. I keep going,
well, I don't
Taylor.
do coffee. I don't really do craft beer either. Because, I mean, I like beer.
Yeah.
But I don't get into the art of beer. I just want to drink.
Like a nice beer that would resemble what we drink.
But I don't know what I'm looking at. Like, they had the board. They had, like,
That's
53
true.
things.
I always tell Jason, order me what you think I'm going to like.
They had some from, like, Vero, Sebastian.
Oh, yeah.
Like, things like that. And I'm like... she's like, get something, Mom. I'm like, I don't do coffee. And it's like 3 o'clock because we had to stop everywhere and eat, And we had the wine, or I had the wine slushy at like 1, so it's like 3. So I was like, and there's open container. Like, you can walk the streets of Mount Dora.
Man, sign me up. This trip is getting better and better. Wine slushies. Craft beer for my husband.
It's totally...
walking the streets, and we are down.
And it's like walking in Key West, but like 20,000 times cleaner.
Cool.
Right? And like classy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, totally classy. And even the nightlife is classy.
Okay.
But so I got a craft beer and I said, okay, I said, I'm going to get a craft beer. I said, I'm a Michelob Ultra kind of gal, or Truly's.
Right.
And I know there's nothing on the board that matches a Truly's, right? And he was like, I said, give me the closest you have to Mich Ultra.
Right.
So he gave me it. It was like 3 hours later, I was still sipping on it. So it wasn't, I mean, it's a craft beer. I just don't get into the whole craft thing. But then after having that and having the wine slushy, I was like, Taylor, I was like, what are you on? Let's go. Like, this point, I'm ready to dance, So I was like, Taylor, why did you bring me here and get me drunk at Mount Dora?
Exactly. That was the plan. She got what she wanted.
And the whole purpose of me staying at this hotel is because I wanted to go in the pool. Do you know I never went?
Oh, no.
I mean, I was like, I don't care, different zip code, I'll get my bathing suit.
Exactly.
I bought a new bathing suit.
You did?
Yeah, I'm not rocking the one that I've had for 5 years.
That's all right.
Went to Walmart, I'm like, I'm going all in. And I got me a new bathing suit, but, I mean, it's still, yeah. So I got me, and I never even got to go in the water, but that's another time, another place. So it was nice. 4th of July, just because we're in this Corona time, COVID, it's just weird. And you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, right? I mean, they just shut down all the bars, again in Miami. All the gyms, they shut down the restaurants, excluding takeout and delivery. The mayor just announced that. So it may creep up this way too. I watched the governor today. He was at UF. He was in the villages listening to him because now it's starting to affect the younger generation.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like, you never know. We turn around and, they're shutting down. I just don't know.
Well, I had read something about what happens after you get the COVID. You might survive, but you get crystallization in your lungs. Your blood thickens. That's why they have to give you blood thinners, because your blood thickens from this virus. It's not just it affects your lungs and you can't breathe for a couple weeks and then you survive and you're fine. These are long-term effects that can happen. Even people who never made it to the hospital, like the mitochondria, whatever, for your heart. They want student athletes especially to make sure their hearts are okay because they could have been non-symptomatic before they start sports again.
It's wild.
So crazy.
Whole thing, what next? Did you hear Kanye West is running for president?
That's it.
You got to be kidding me. I'm like, if he can do it, I can do it.
Listen,
I'm putting in for my ballot now. Don't I have to have X amount of petition? Do we have a petition? I think
you either have to get an enough people to sign off for you to get on the ballot, or you have to pay to be on the ballot.
It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. I mean, I don't know nothing about politics, and that's probably why I should get elected.
Have you ever heard that commercial? You don't have regular cable right now, but it's comes on our local news station. I think he's at a Boca, but it's let Irv serve.
No,
Said his
is he
old
going
man.
for president?
No, he's like a regular, I don't know, like a county commissioner, or like I don't even know what it is, but it's like, let Irv serve. And it's like, oh my god.
Well, I stay in tune with like Sebastian news because it's one of my territories, and 2 of their council members just got arrested, or I should say arrested. Well, yeah, they got arrested for a violation of Sunshine State law. Because when you're a county commissioner, you can't have any private meetings, and so they did that, and they got out of jail and bail, and then they did it again, and
they had that here.
Yeah, they did. They had the Sarah Hurd and the other one. No, but it's funny because Sebastian's just smaller than Martin County, so they had this protest in the park, and they had like the news there, and it was just it was hilarious. But I'm like, when they have all these protests that are going on, when you're gathering in the masses, that's only going to spread the COVID. I mean, 10 people or less, I get it. It's what it should be. But when you're gathering in places when there's more than 10 people, it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Yeah. I mean, it's what's going to happen. So I don't know if it's the uptick is because people are getting a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah, and I get the bar situation. Like, I mean, I know people are like, well, why bars? Like, because when you're drinking, your inhibitions get lower and you stop that stuff from happening.
Right, and you want to start hugging everybody, right?
I love you, man.
I love you, man. And you want to start hugging. Next thing you know, you're like in your personal space.
Exactly.
I was funny when I follow Florida Days, the RV park I stay in on Facebook. I don't know who manages our Facebook. I may need to help them, but they had put a post that we're practicing social distancing. And I'm like, it's funny because like nobody talks to me about like I feel like, I've said this before, like it's a very quiet kind of RV park, but I'm like, if we're practicing social distancing, then why are we having this bash?
Right.
Which we drove by, because I did tell James, I'm like, can we at least drive by? I want to see what it's all about.
Right.
There was like 3 people sitting outside. It really
wasn't. Well, you didn't bring your crack dip.
I know. If I had brought the crack dip, that's how I would have
probably been on.
Yeah. I have to say that we've been eating better because I can't fit as much in the refrigerator.
Right.
So, and we went to James's parents last night for pizza. I had brought her a little something at Mount Dora, so I brought it over there, and so we went over there for pizza, and we only had 2 slices each.
Nice.
And it's like, wow, like even like I think it's so hot too. It's just like there's such a combination of so many things going on.
I love pizza so much. I'd eat like 4 slices regardless, though.
I don't know.
Diet or no diet.
I don't know. I think it's just I'm cramping a lot because it's like confined space.
Yeah.
So I'm getting Charlie horses, and I think it's just, the small movements. Like I tried to clean today. I did clean today. But I don't know. It's just different, Well, like last week I was at my wit's end. I think like this week I think I'm going through like stages of mourning. Like first one is shock, right? You're like, I can't believe this is happening, but I just like it is what it is. And like the second like stage I think is like, shit, this really did happen. And like this is my life. And I think I'm in stage 3 now, and I'm like, whatever, it is what it is,
right.
So I hope I stay in stage 3.
Okay.
I don't want to go back.
No.
Because now it's kind of like, we're just figuring life out, and what that looks like. We took the dogs to the dog park yesterday, so that was nice.
Aww.
There's one up there in Tequesta, just to let them run.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It may be our new thing now.
That's it. Camper life.
Camper life. We're live. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for joining us this week. We really appreciate you guys just listening to us banter back and forth and our craziness and, going through the COVID-19. We appreciate you guys.
Yes, thanks. Bye.
Bye.